Hello, hello, hello. Happy Monday the November the 20th. Unless you're in a different part of the world. How are we doing today? Great to be here as always, and we've got a good week coming up. We've got a good week coming up. How you doing? The camera still looking good. Much better than the old camera. I think the colors are almost there. I was talking to Grim. He said he's got two cameras and they're very hard to match up, even if they're the same camera. So I'll take this. And it's my 3 p.m. And I feel good. I went for a 4-mile run. Jog. More of a jog. Because I was on the phone for a little bit of it. This is going to be episode 897. Oh, I felt a bit weird yesterday though. So... Oh, I thought I pressed the wrong button there. So I've been getting good sleep. I've been trying to be good and going to bed earlier than I usually do. Because I wake up at the same time, no matter what. So I'm going to bed earlier so I can get that extra hour. So the last few days, I've been getting like 8 hours sleep, 8.5 hours sleep, which is a lot. I usually only go for 7. But for some weird reason, I woke up on Sunday, yesterday morning, and I had really weird vision. It was like this glimmering effect, like almost as if like the sun is going through the water and you're looking up and it's kind of glimmering in both eyes. And I thought I was having a stroke or something. It was a little bit kind of scary. So, I don't know why though. Good long sleep. I was definitely hydrated because I always make sure I'm more than hydrated with the supplements I use, and I drink a lot of water throughout the day. I drink at least 4 of these and a few of these. So that was kind of weird. But I woke up today and I was feeling good. So hopefully everything's okay. Because there's work to be done. But great to have you all tuning in. Got Cheryl all the way from Australia. Also have Leah as well. I'm doing great today. I feel excited. It almost feels like a summer film. Like summer vibes. Playing some good music on my run. And I was learning on my run first, and then I was listening to music. So I'm doing good. Hey Nicole, you superstar. Great to have you here. Nice. Which one was that? 2020? Was that one of my first ones? Of going live? Live? Hey Julie, all the way on Facebook. Great to have you here. Welcome. Mr. C is doing good. He is just... Well, he's not asleep yet. But he's relaxing. Yeah, it was a little bit odd. And then, so I spoke to my dad, and it was starting to happen when I was even talking with him. So I kind of went, I gotta go. So then I actually had I laid down for a bit and had a nap on my bed of nails, my acupuncture mat, and I used the acupuncture pillow as well for my head, in case there was any pressure there. And then after that, it was fun. But technically, because of that weirdness, I had 9 hours, 10 minutes sleep yesterday. So, I should be fine. Awesome. Then there's 11, right? All within the app. Hey Mina, great to have you here. Welcome. And hey Liz, great to see you here as well. From beautiful Cornwall. I want to go to Cornwall. I've never been to Cornwall. And like Newquay, I've never been to. The closest I've been to your way was... oh, what's it called? I've been to Bristol, but there's one beneath getting closer to you. I was there for a day. Actually, for a coaching competition. I ended up third in that competition. It was Britain's Next Top Coach. As you know, like Britain's top talent. I came third. Where was it though? I can see it in my mind. It'll come back to me. It'll come back to me. As in our group call. Oh yeah, then it was then, yeah. Yeah, if you go further back, go way, way back, I've been doing those group coaching calls forever, even before Zoom existed. Yeah. I would like to go. Where did I go? I can see it in my head. Let's have a quick look. Let's Google Map it. So I'll know when I see it. Google Maps, please. In the end, I'll probably nowhere near. Not where I am. It's across all the America. Zoom out for this one. Let's get over to England. Exeter. Exeter was where the closest I've got to you. Which I see is kind of close to Torquay. Question for you, have you ever been to the farthest left of our country, to the bottom left, the foot? Because that looks cool. Sometimes I look on Google Maps and go, could I live there? Hey Carol, great to have you here as well. Welcome. And I'm waiting for see if there's a specific person here. Yeah, they go way back. Probably 6 years back. Lois, are you here in the chat? Are you here in the chat? Calling? We better do this. This is a customer announcement. Is Lois here? Please go to the front of the store. Okay, 65 miles is not too far. Oh really? Was that when I was in Thailand? We had no electricity for a week almost. And I got struck by lightning, technically. Another weird story. I was in Thailand in a cafe. I was on my little Mac Air. And there's another guy there who was kind of working on his laptop, and suddenly, boom, the brightest light. And because my computer was charged in, and I was touching, obviously like tapping away, I felt a charge. It was really weird, like this just big, blinding, bright but blank kind of experience. So I'm going to say I got electrocuted technically a little bit. And then the power was out for a while there as well. But look at that. I've been electrocuted almost. Awesome. That's so cool. I don't know what is my earliest work. Because it even goes earlier than my podcast, because I had to switch the service that I pay for the podcast years ago, and I had a million and a half at least downloads on that one. So that would have been quite a little bit. Yeah. And the laptop still worked in the end. And I still worked, technically. It may have just rejiggled my brain a little bit, but Lois, are you in the chat? Because I went for my run, and then I got an email that I got a package arrive before this live stream. I was like, oh, I don't get packages. I get tax bills, but I don't get packages. Hey Rosa, great to have you here. Welcome. Hopefully you are good and great. Maybe so. 13 years. Sheesh. Sheesh. So I got an email saying I got a package, and I don't get packages. So I thought, oh, this is exciting. Let me go ahead and get a package. So I go there, and this is a gift from Lois saying, Joseph, I'm beyond thankful for you. Happy Thanksgiving. And look what I got. How nice is that? All these fancy, what it's called, Enjoy Your Nut Haven basket. And a weird thing is, just when I was at the store, probably last week, I was like, I could do with some pistachios. I haven't had pistachios for like a year or two. And look what shows up. I got my selection. So thank you so much, Lois. So kind. Just gotta make sure that Mr. C doesn't get them. But yeah. So hopefully you don't mind, Lois, that I shared that. But you are so, so kind. And you had an amazing celebration this week as well. So there we go. Thank you so much. So this is going to be episode... Oh. There's going to be episode 697... 897 is this episode. 898 will be Wednesday's upload. 899 will be Fridays. So on Monday, I was just thinking, hopefully I've planned it right, because I don't want it to be the day that I upload the episode. But on Monday, we'll have 900 episodes together. Probably all the way back, like you said, in around this year. So join me on Monday, and we'll do a little theme about 900 episodes. Oh, and the other good thing is, so this episode is going to be about anxiety, as you can probably tell. It's not your enemy, it's your friend, like a frenemy, bit of both, but really a friend, but you feel like it's an enemy, frenemy, but it's a friend. And it's great to have you back, my friend. Welcome. It's been a while. Where have you been? So Monday is, that's today. Where am I going? Is going to be about that. A bit of pre-teaching, probably not too long. And then on Wednesday, I'm going to do a hypnosis session on the process of letting go of it hypnotically, anxiety. And then on Friday, I'm going to teach you a process of how to let go of anxiety or dramatically reduce it within 8 minutes. Within 8 minutes. And I like a test. I'm going to try to get like a timer on, so that I can make sure that I do it within 8 minutes. That's my goal. Yes, it'll be a nice celebration. There we go. That is true. That's a good bit of synchronicity then. Is anyone doing anything for Thanksgiving in America? Unless you celebrate it across the pond, other ponds. I'm thinking of cooking myself a roast. There'll be a typically English one, but I haven't cooked one for a while. So it'll be all homemade. Like, it's so easy to make things like bread sauce. Bit of bread, bit of milk, bit of salt, bit of garlic powder, roasted parsnips, Yorkshire pudding, a roast chicken, sprouts, which will be pan fried, glazed with a bit of molasses. Same with a bit of broccoli. Roast potatoes, of course. I'm getting hungry now. I can't eat for another hour or two. Ah, that's funny. Funny but weird, right? You're listening to me without needing to listen to the app. Thank you so much. So yeah, we'll be doing a nice anxiety processes this week. One hypnotic and one thing you can do by yourself, or with me, but without going into a trance. Just work. I'm contemplating taking the day off, or do light work. I go do a bit of light work, go for a run, and then cook. Well, my friend, let it propel you to good and great things. You've got this. You know you're going to get it, especially with that, the questionnaire thing. I probably should get a hypnosis session to stop that, maybe. Unless you really are fine with it. Yeah, I shouldn't talk about the food because I'll want to cook it now. And if you haven't already, go ahead and hit the thumbs up. I go live on Mondays and Fridays. Wednesday is a specific hypnosis upload. And it's actually going to be like a 10-minute one as well. I'm playing around with these like shorter ones temporarily, or mixing it up for those who got like do the sleep sessions. But I'm going to do a 10-minute one this Wednesday, or do it tomorrow for Wednesday. Which will be good because that means you can let go of anxiety in 10 minutes. And there we go. Module create your day sleep session. Module 5 is my favorite. So, should we get into it? It might be some things obviously you know about if you've been listening to me for a while, but it's good to get it again. It's good to be able to maybe, if I say things differently. Oh, that's awesome. There's also the sleep version of that one. But that's really cool. So pleased you enjoyed that one. You listen to that on YouTube or the app? Because if you're a subscriber to the app or unlocked the app before, then you'll get I don't know what I was saying. People getting messages. On YouTube. Okay, cool. Well, it's on the app as well, so you can just download it. And that means you can just turn off your screen that bit more. Nice. I shouldn't do that with my teeth. What am I doing? It's my favorite module. That with the stream elements. I didn't even click that. That and the core transformation's awesome. So should we get into it then? That's where I was going, I think. Let's get into it. 897. 897. Yes. So close to 900. Yay. Oh, wrong one. That's what I wanted. And then we'll try and get it to 1,000. Okay, I'm gonna quickly hydrate again. Let's go! Let's go. Awesome. Check it out, everybody. It's on YouTube. It's on the app. You get a sleep version as well on the app. You get 2, we'll get a 4-hour one. Oh my goodness. Let's go for it. I'm going to turn this down a little bit over here. And then go 3, 2, 1, 8, 9, 7. Welcome back to the podcast. My name is Joseph Clough, and this is episode 897. And in today's episode, we're talking about anxiety in getting some real conscious understanding that it's not an enemy. We can easily feel like it's an enemy, that it's like it makes us feel really bad. And you may have heard elements of what I'm about to say, but the reason why this is so important to get now is because in the next 2 episodes, I'm going to show you via processes, one being hypnosis, and then another one, which is going to be really crazy, of how to let go of anxiety whenever you experience it. So that is why we're doing this conscious pre-work, so that when you do the hypnosis or the other one, which by the way, let go of anxiety within and under 8 minutes. So if you're feeling it, it will be gone. Maybe in 2 minutes, who knows? But you need that conscious prep work first. So I want to make sure that we frame anxiety in the right way. That means you go into the processes with that healthy association. Because if you go into a process and you've got this angst and you've got this anxiety and this fear, this hurt, this anger toward the experience, which therefore means your unconscious mind, it's not, you're kind of going into it with a bad association. Like you just kind of feel like begrudgingly almost. And I want you to go into those 2 episodes, which will be episode 897 and 898 and 899, with a sense of, okay, I know what my anxiety is doing. I don't like what it's doing, but I understand from a loving heart there's another way I can communicate with my unconscious mind. So that's why it's good to get this episode in now. So that means when you get into the processes, you'll be congruent and deeply aligned consciously and unconsciously in making the shift and the change that you desire. So let's get right into it right here, right now. And that is, anxiety is not your enemy. We know how it feels. It can feel like our worst enemy, where it kind of gets in the way of all the good things. So maybe you suffer from social anxiety. You want to be social. You want to go on those opportunities. But that social anxiety makes you either cancel, or when you're in the situation, you just right in the corner and you just don't feel like you can communicate. Worry about the anxiety of getting a promotion. Maybe you've had some bad job interviews and it just makes you feel anxious when you have just the thought of doing the thing that you want to do. Maybe you're in a state of anxiety because, look, we're coming into the holiday kind of times now, and there's a lot of things, family, things you got to do to prepare. Maybe you're feeling anxiety there. But we now know, or have to understand, that anxiety, despite the behavior, despite how it shows up, despite how it makes you feel, even if you're sleeping or even if you're awake, your unconscious mind is only ever running the process, the strategy of anxiety for the best of intentions. Now, I said a couple of key words there, the process and the strategy, because that is what anxiety is. It's a strategy within you. And that's good news. Because if it's a strategy, you can unlearn it and you can create a new strategy. Hence what we'll be doing in the next 2 episodes. So you want to go into those episodes as if this is just a process. It feels real. It feels almost like a part of me, like I am an anxious person. But it's not who you are. It is just what you've learned so far. Like, it's not who you are, it's just what you've learned so far. Throughout your past, you've made many, many decisions, unconscious decisions, which have led you to this perception, this experience of anxiety, which can be seen as fear, could be seen as worry, it could be self-doubt, it could be limiting beliefs like I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, I'm not deserving, I'm not capable. It can come out in many different ways, but please wake up to the fact that this is a part of you, not who you are, a part of you, and it's only being run at a deep unconscious level in trying to protect you. That's the sole purpose, in general, of the unconscious mind. It is here to preserve you, protect you in every single way. The fight and flight, the healing of the body, the maintenance of the organs, the blood flow, the habits, the memories, all of these things, the perception of time. Your unconscious mind does all of these things in the intention of trying to protect you. So do not hate the anxiety. Do not have that angst or that despair, or do your very best anyway to not have that perception around anxiety, because when you do that, when you have that negative association to it, you are not just hating the anxiety, you're hating the person who is doing it. In this case, by person, I mean the unconscious mind. So you may have done some good things to other people, or you had good intentions to help someone, and if they just turned around to you and said, that's horrible, that's a really bad thing, it's not going to really make you want to do good things in the future. So you want to change your approach and go, okay, I'm experiencing anxiety. I've had it for years or decades. I kind of know why, because I've gone through all these different events, and therefore my unconscious mind is just doing the same thing that it's always done, trying to protect me. But I still love my unconscious mind. I love what it's tried to do. I love the intention of protection. I'm going to go fully immersed in that love for self for my unconscious mind. That I know deep down, even though I dislike it, I fully love my unconscious mind in what it's tried to do for all these years. Now, suddenly when you have that effect, and you can put that for any issue, fears, phobias, you can do it for the lack of confidence, the eating disorders, migraines, chronic fatigue. There's always a mind-body connection with those things, although I'm no doctor. There's always a positive intention. Your unconscious mind is always doing good things intentionally. So you've got to go, I'm going to change that relationship. I'm going to have more grace for my unconscious mind. I'm going to educate it in a way that will truly protect me and keep me safe. If you think what anxiety is, it is like a friend who's way overprotected of you. It's just trying to prepare you for 100 different scenarios. Now that friend is good. How they're overwhelmed with it all, not so much, doesn't feel good, but your unconscious mind is always that helpful friend, just maybe doing the wrong behavior, the wrong strategy. And the analogy that I really like to say over and over again, anxiety is almost like your brain, your unconscious mind is like a sat nav. You know, when you go to like Google Maps or whatever, typically you'd want to put the direction of where you want to be. But the unconscious mind is putting in all the direction, or not the direction, all the destinations of all the places you do not want to go to. So in order to get to where you want, your unconscious mind thinks, well, I've got to be prepared and go past this street because it might be scary. Got to go over this destination because I don't want that to happen. And that creates a huge long journey. And now, of course, you would never do that if you were to use Google Apps or the Apple one or whatever one you use. You always put in your destination first. So we need to get the unconscious mind to solely focus on the positive outcome of exactly how you would like to feel. Because it's easy for us to fall into the trap that I'm an anxious person because I have all these reasons, all this data and experiences and memories, so that must mean I am an anxious person. You got to change that. That is what you're presently doing, and you've got to now be willing to give that up. You've got to be willing, and there's where you've got to be teachable, in other words. You've got to be teachable and being open to think differently. Because if you go into any process and you logically, with 100% conviction, go, it's never going to work, then you're not really helping and supporting yourself. You might not know how things are going to work, but you've got to be open to the possibility of there is a solution out there. Look for the people who have made that change. Like, I had let go of my anxiety. I've let go of my fears and worries. I can do public speaking now, which I never thought I'd ever think about ever doing. I'm free of anxiety, and I want to show you how to let it go. But the first step is assuming that responsibility of being open and coachable, and to then decide, dedicate in changing the feeling you have around anxiety. Because immediately when you do, you lower the boundaries, you lower the fence, you lower the walls, and you start to have a healthy communication with your unconscious mind. Not from a place of anger or hate, but a one of coaching your unconscious mind, loving your unconscious mind. It is your best friend. So it's time to treat it like a best friend. It might be misguided, but your unconscious mind is your best friend. It has to be if you're going to make this change. So how would you treat a best friend? What would you do? Ask yourself that question. If you have a best friend in your life, how would you treat that best friend? Would you lift up that best friend? Would you focus on all the good things that they do as well? Would you think of their qualities and traits, of how they've helped you in life? Of course you would. So maybe reflect on what is good about your unconscious mind. Have those loving thoughts about the qualities. Like I said, it runs this whole system of us. It heals us without even us doing anything. If I cut myself, yeah, I might keep it clean. Maybe I need to put a plaster or a band-aid on it. But ultimately, it does the rest. It has a great ability to heal us. It does all the other habits like, I'm going to say walking definitely, but also talking in my case when I'm doing these episodes. I'm kind of handing it over to my unconscious mind a little bit. But things like driving or riding a bike, it runs the habits so you don't have to do it. It runs all that healing, runs the body, the memories. Where do memories come from? I don't know. I just trust my unconscious mind. When I think about it, there's something to pop up. And sometimes I can't think of it. When I say, oh, it's going to come back to me, and guess what? My unconscious mind goes, here it is. So change your relationship. Reflect on what the unconscious mind is doing good and great for you every single day. In what it does every day, but for you to have that loving gratitude for your unconscious mind. It is will be able and be willing to listen to a new strategy if you lift up your unconscious mind, if you support, celebrate, have an immense loving gratitude, even to the anxiety. You see, in a way, anxiety I am so grateful I had it, because it made me wake up that something was wrong. It's like my unconscious mind was saying, something is not right. And once I solve what the real issue was, it doesn't have to give me anxiety anymore, right? It's just a signal. In the same way, if you get a temperature, if you get a cold or congestion, or if you have a bad stomach, it's just your body saying, look, something's not right here and I need to let you know. It can't just say, hey, this happened. It has to communicate with you. And anxiety is the exact same thing. So it's time to rein in the unconscious mind, not run away, not repress, not be angry. It's about celebrating your unconscious mind, even with the flaws. Because when you understand it from that level, you can rein it back in. And you can get it to do what you want to do. Imagine that if you wanted to feel super self-certain, it can give you that feeling of super self-certainty. If you wanted to feel confidence, it will give you that feeling of confidence. If you're not feeling that well, but you need to perform, it will give you that temporary fix so you can perform. I know that from having run seminars when I've been unwell. I totally trust my unconscious mind and I just switch. I go into teaching mode. Afterwards, I rest and relax and restore. But in that moment of teaching, I change my emotional state because I love my unconscious mind and it's willing to support me with that. So as you go into the next 2 episodes, remember that it is not your enemy. It is your friend, your best friend in this case. So celebrate all the good traits. And then you can start to negotiate a different way. Not why I am like I am, but how you can be different. Ask those questions, how you can be different. And then go into the process with that willingness to learn, the open-mindedness to go, I don't know how it's going to happen, but I'm curious to find out. I'm coachable and I'm going to follow the instructions. I'm going to trust my unconscious mind. But that is why anxiety is here, just trying to protect you. So change that connection and listen to the next episodes. The next 2. One is going to be a 10-minute meditation hypnotic experience to let go of the anxiety. And then the following episode is going to be an outer trance one, which my intention is to let go of all your anxiety within 8 minutes. Now, there are 2 aspects around that before we finish this episode. Because like I said, there's just a preparation before we go ahead into those episodes. So you can enter it with a clean, wonderful, healthy association. But the 2 things you have, or not the 2 things, but the one thing you have to make sure is that go on that mission of discovering what is the cause behind the anxiety, because it may be deeper rooted, like limiting beliefs. And work with a professional, like you can attempt or try to work with me at josephclough.info/talk, but you don't have to as well. There's many professionals out there, but do your best to do that. But on saying that, on the other hand, the more you do this, let's just say you do the process every time you feel anxiety. You do it once, twice, 3 times, 5 times, 10 times, 20 times. What do you think is going to happen if you do it with consistency? Well, I'll tell you, just like what the unconscious mind does with everything, habits will become permanent. So if you do that process X amount of times, you're telling your unconscious mind, whenever I feel anxiety, I now do this to resolve the anxiety. Every time I feel anxiety, oh, this is what my system does. So it's almost like you're handing over the strategy if you do it with consistency. And of course, look, if you feel anxiety enough, frequently, you should be willing to do it 100 times if that's what it took to be able to let it go. You'd be willing to do it 1,000 times if it were to solve everything. So there is a level of consistency, that coachability, and that willingness to learn and fully go into the processes. Once again, you can work with me. You got to apply, and we make sure we only work with certain types of people. But otherwise, enjoy the next 2 following episodes. The next one's going to be the hypnotic meditation, and the one following that is going to be what you can do when you, in other words, where you don't have to go into trance and still let it all go within 8 minutes. And if you're enjoying my work, please go ahead and leave a review wherever you're listening to this, through the podcast, the app. Your words help others, and it also helps me grow as well. Like, it helps the app grow, and that means we reach more people, and that means I can put more time into it. You could say the app and the podcast is just what I like to do, to be able to, like, I fund it and try to make changes and improve it and put all the content on there. So just leaving reviews will help the app grow to hopefully a place where we can really go all in every way. So I look forward to speaking to you in a future episode. Many thanks and goodbye. And there we go. There we go. Kind of short. Just what we wanted. Bit of preparation for the next episodes. So now we're going to go into those processes for 2. With that open, you got a couple of days now. You got today, you got Tuesday, you got Wednesday, until it's released on Wednesday, to be real loving with your unconscious mind. Praise it. Praise the intention. Prop it up. Lift it up. It's your best friend, and it's time to be able to connect with it in a loving way to make a huge change in how you experience anxiety. And by the way, if you don't say I don't experience anxiety, well, if you've experienced worry, if you experience anger, any emotion really, it's going to do a huge shift in that as well. So you can just change the words to make that happen. Even grief. Not good ones, though. I don't want to let go of the good ones. Hey, Michelle, no problems at all if you're not feeling well. Heal up quick. I wonder how quickly you can weirdly and wonderfully just shift everything in known and unknown ways to be like, wow, I have healed. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great. I'm listening to my body, and I'm going to change quicker than I ever have. One thing that, when I feel unwell, I always know when I'm about to heal, like make the change, when I have a thought, oh, what if I felt like this forever? And then suddenly my brain goes, no, I don't want that. And it starts to heal itself that bit quicker. All good, my friend. You get going and do what has to be done. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, like I said, Wednesday, Friday. Wednesday is going to be the upload. Friday is going to be the live stream. So it'll be a nice challenge. I like a challenge. 8 minutes or less. Anxiety gone. You're most welcome. You heal. I do actually have a healing session on YouTube, I think. I think it's a sleep one. Maybe it's not. No, I've got a couple. So always feel free to do that. I think I've got some shorter ones and long ones. Also on the app, I got the long ones. Yeah. Just observing social media can definitely do that. Great to have you here, Karen. If you could, I would definitely set a challenge of just limiting it to like, I'm only gonna look at social media at 6 p.m. once I've done everything for like 10 minutes, or quit it. I wish I could kind of quit it. And the reason why I say I wish, because my business, like, this is social media technically. So I've got to watch it, put it up, and all those things. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Awesome. That's great. When you kind of tell people what you learn, you're reaffirming what you've learned as well, which is always nice. Sometimes it's nice to, if I go to like a seminar or a conference, I write, but I doodle at the same time. Some people think I'm just doodling, but I'm thinking and getting it out on paper. Hey Maria, great to have you here. It is in a sense that like it's trying to protect us, but in such a not so convenient way. I mean, if you think about what a phobia is for that matter. So a phobia is an irrational fear, right? So we know it is totally irrational to have a phobia of buttons or bananas, or like there's lots of extreme phobias I've worked with like that. And even they know logically, I shouldn't have a phobia of a banana or a button. But it's just an extreme, overwhelming learned response that can be shifted once you pre-teach it. It's just doing what it thinks is best. But it is counterintuitive, because even if you think some phobias can make you do dangerous things. Right? So if you have a phobia of a dog and you're walking in the street, some person, let's just say someone else, someone has a phobia of a dog and you're walking down the street, you might run into the road to get away from the dog. But that's like, well, that's pretty dangerous, running into the road, but it's that unconscious response. So we've just got to get the unconscious mind to go, look, there is a safer way of being, and let's do that. How can I give it the strategy? And that's what we'll do on Wednesday. And by the way, for those who are on Facebook, make sure you're subscribed on YouTube, because that's where it's going to be uploaded. That's where it's going to be uploaded. And then it'll be in the app next Wednesday for those who are subscribers, and those who aren't, I think you'll get it in 2 to 3 weeks' time. So there we go. Last night she said, do you know it's the same person? I think I said the other Joseph. Other Joseph? I guess there's quite a few, right? Quite a few. Oh, I was just playing around looking at my scenes and I found one. Do you want to see it? Where did I find it? I've shared it probably before, but do you want to see my first office? When I kind of moved out. Oh, Gotta find it now. Where'd it go? After all that. Oh, here we go. That's my first ever office. No, I'm not going live on Wednesdays at the moment because I'm just it takes so much time that it's actually going negative to my time work-wise, which means it gets negative in terms of being able to go live. So I'm kind of being as efficient as possible. But that was my first office in Liverpool. That box to the right was my brand new audio recording machine, I think. Yeah, the AW 1600 Yamaha. And as you can see, my desktop is actually a door, because the place I moved into, the door was off the latches, and I thought, I haven't got a desk, but I got boxes and a door. So that was my first office. And it didn't really help because there was a train track at the end of the garden. No, I think, who was saying that on the last stream? I used to go out live running and also a Bassie as well. No, I was there for 2 years, and I'm now, I've been in California, San Diego, for, I don't know, 6 years, maybe more. So I'm on the west coast of America. I'm about 15 minutes from the beach, where I never go, which I should do, because that's why I should be here, right? But the weather is in my opinion, a lot better here than in Austin. It's way too humid, and it was you. I thought it was. So yeah, Austin was just a little bit too humid. Yeah. Yeah, well, if all you got is a table, no, all you got is a door off the hinges and boxes, and all you got is a makeshift one. I think I had that for like a year still. But there we go. Right, my friends, we'll probably end it here so I can get on to editing this episode, uploading it for YouTube on that edit, the podcast on both feeds, and then I've got a meeting at 7 o'clock in the morning. I don't do that, but I do tomorrow. So I'll see you all on Friday, 3 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. East Coast, 11 p.m. in the United Kingdom for Letting Go of Anxiety, all within 8 minutes. Yeah, we'll have the pre-show and the after-show, but the main segment is only going to be 10 minutes total, as I do a couple of minutes preparation for it. But then we'll have a little chat before and after. Yeah, you have a good one. Great to have you back again. Because I know sometimes you find it hard to make it. You've been really consistent recently. Most welcome. I sure will. Thank you, Rosa. You sleep well, Liz. And you feel better, Michelle. You are going to be so profoundly well in every single way. It's going to be crazy. It's going to go, huh, I feel great. Okay, my friends, I'll speak to you on a new live on Friday. Hey, thanks and goodbye.